Hello, in this video I want to show you how to create a profile for F1 2023, and it's just easy because normally it's a rocket science for 60F systems to create profiles. I will show you how to do it with the motion system of the MVS dashboard. And first you start the dashboard, maybe open the motion system window and start your game and just drive the first round. Before, normally you have your factory that's for rotating actuators. For other systems, maybe you have not a factory profile in the system, and then you should add a new one. It will load and create a template, and with some options, and most of these settings are quite good. Then start with this new profile, and yeah, just jump in the car and run a bit and see what happens. Therefore, you turn down the encoder of the system. Normally it starts with 100%. Turn it down to 10% so that you are safe with motion, and yeah, just start and drive a bit and see what happens. And you need 2 seconds to come the transition, and then you maybe feel something. If you don't feel something, just turn again upwards. 20, yeah, now comes some motion, and okay, 40. Okay, that's quite interesting. Just test it for you, and now you see the rig is moving around. That's a bit crazy, and that's the point where you can start to create your profile. Okay, jump back to the motion system, and the first step is to disable all the sources except the first, and then you set up each DOF after another, and I will explain to each source. Okay, so only the first is enabled, and then you go back to track and just drive a little bit and see what happens. Okay, you can, it's very active now, and you could see it's moving, and feel into it, and okay, I think it's quite good for starting. Maybe could a little bit harder, and so just turn down the smoothness a little bit and test again. And also the boost was a bit too much, and so turn it down and just go back to track. Okay, wait just a second, the motion's coming. Now it comes. Okay, yes, it's a little bit more and harder. And this you will do until you are happy with the DOF. Okay. And then you start over with, you disable this way and go to search. And again, back to track. Just wait for transition, motion comes in. If you have too long, you feel the transition is long, you can set up in the controller. Now come in. Okay. Yes, here you can see, I hope. That's a little, could be much more movement and also a little bit harder for SimRacing. Okay, so you go back and raise up the boost and also lower the smooth a bit. And if you have the profile finished, you can also use the global settings here for boost and smooth. It will modify all DOFs with it. Here you can see. And yeah, so you can set up your profile. And now go back and test your settings for search. And game again. Wait for transition until motion comes in. Okay. Yes. Gas and brake. Okay. That's it for search. Now continue with heave. Here the same. I will predefine a little bit harder and a little bit more. Again, back to track and test these settings. Maybe I can adjust the transition a little bit. Taking the curves to feel what happens. It's still a little bit low. And please don't forget that you have the master gain at 50% only. And the setting, if you close the motion system fenster, so right now the settings will be saved. And also your master gain and controller effects will be saved here in the section down. And you can also set mix settings for the belt and the spike filters and the emal filter of the controller. The settings are here. Yes, and they will be loaded once the profile is loaded. And so also the controller hardware settings are configured. So, okay, this was for heave effects. And back to the gain, I mentioned it's set to 50%. I normally tune the profiles up to 100%, so that I have enough space for tuning with the master gain. But you also can leave the settings so and go on here, or you turn it down to 100% to tune with 100% and take down the boost here to say 250. It should be the same. You also can edit the things here inside. So, well, so all the profiles are modified. You can see the numbers in the filter strings, but that you find out later if you come familiar with the system. For the beginning, we will leave it, and I'm tuning back to 50%, and also here setting back to the 500. So, and so we have the settings like before. Okay. So, okay, that's for the heave. We also have finished. Now you can enable maybe all of the first, the sway, the surge and the heave together and test them together for the translation forces. And so, okay, back to track. So, takes a moment. Okay, now motion coming in. And you can feel it. And now you maybe have overtuned, because now the motion is overlaying each other. So, well, that's for translation. And now disable them again and start with the rotational forces. Yes, go on with yaw, same for yaw, and then you have roll and pitch. roll and pitch. Maybe we can do it for pitch. I will also reduce smoothness a little bit. Going back to track. You can see it's a little bit much for pitch only. I will tell you because we're heading then to pitch, to search and pitch effects. Okay, this was a little bit much motion, so we'll reduce it 30% because we have the search and pitch effect. I will show you, if you brake, you have search, and then the rig goes down. This is the search and pitch effects, and I will show you. Checking the settings, and I've also increased here the range of 70 degrees, so you have a much effect. Well, it could be a little bit more. You see, if when I brake, the rig is going down, and if I accelerate, it goes up. Yes, and this you can set up easy if we reduce a bit. And here still some more. Going back to track. So, okay, now you can see. Well, and so you can set up all the motion. And if you have this already, enable all the rotational forces together and roll, yaw, and all the effects, and go back to drag and wait, the transition is over and motion is coming in. Okay, now it comes. Hope you can see it in the video, how the rig is moving. Okay, and now if you're ready, you can enable all the effects, add the translationing, and then you're ready. Close the window and the profile is saved, and the next time you load the profile, it will be loaded. But I forgot to mention, this is important. If you have no profile, you choose it and make it to the active profile. Yes, enable this checkbox here, and so this profile is loaded if you start the game and you have to do nothing else than go online with the rig and the motion is activated. Automatic searches for the games and connect to the games if the game is online, and if motion comes in it works. Yeah, I will say something to the another effects. Here we have the OpenXR motion compensation I mentioned in the earlier dashboard version, and we have belt effects. This is testing, because I do not have a belt that's not tested well. I don't know if it works good. Maybe someone can test this. Then we have pitch position and pitch effects. This is only for flying, and if you want that your rig is tilting like the plane, then you have to enable these effects. Just test it. It maps the input is the position of roll and the position of pitch, and this will be translated into these rollover effects I've taken over from mover, so it converts degrees from -5 to 5 degree to -90 and 90 degrees. Okay, so far. Thank you for watching, have fun, and good motion as ever.